Now we're sort of lavished on blondes. Aren't you really just sort of fulfilling some form of role in man's sexual fantasy, really?
Good Lord, I hope so. I'd quite like to, but no. I've been, as an actress, I've been many different hair colours for different roles I've done. And I choose to be this colour at the moment because it suits me and I like it.
But on Brookside, you were this redhead, you were sassy, you were up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's getting... Yes, see, the audience... Yeah, they liked you like that. Why have you decided to take it shades lighter?
I finished a pantomime season a month back, and I sort of dyed my hair, and it was brown. It was a darkish brown. Not so far away from your own colour, which is probably near to my natural colour. Well, this is my natural colour, but it said natural on the box.
I think you sound confused, and I'm confused. I'll come back to you in a minute. Glenn Wilson, what is it that men see when they look at blondes?
Well, they see youth. Men are interested in young women, and because the vast majority of natural blondes are young, then blonde hair becomes a signal of youth, rather as blue eyes are associated with babies. Men want baby dolls.
So are we trying to say that these women, as they get older, will try...
Can I just say, I don't dye my hair for men. I dye it for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I don't go out to try and impress men. I dye my hair because I like it that colour. It's been black, my hair's been brown, my hair's been red, my hair's been yellow, my hair's been purple. I've had a skinhead, I've had a Mohican, I've had everything. But the thing is, I don't dye it to impress and...
She's saying she does it for herself. You're saying she's doing it for men.
I'm just explaining why men prefer blondes. I don't know what her motives
Do
are.
it for men, though, and anybody who thinks that a person's level of intelligence goes by the colour of their hair must be pretty dim themselves.
All right. Hang on a second, Tim.
Do you subscribe to the fact that blonde is beautiful, blondes are more fun? We seem to hear this so often that blondes are more fun, and I think it's only due to the fact they spend more time in the horizontal position than anything else.
Vicky Lee!
You can't
Vicky
dye
Lee!
your hair in a horizontal position.
Yeah, well, perhaps you were talking about when you dye your head in the sink. Why did you decide to go blonde?
I like blonde hair. I think it's prettier than dark hair. And I do like the attention that I get. I love everybody looking at me and all the guys looking at me.
All right,
but
so...
I do it for me, not for men.
OK, so how do you respond to the comment? I heard somebody say it there, blonde bimbo.
Well, that's up to them if they want to think that you're stupid, and they must be stupid to think that. How can the colour of your hair make you stupid?
But why perpetuate a myth? Why not actually say, hang on, if I'm going to get this sort of stick, I may as well dye my hair black,
it's my life,
red...
and I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not going to live it for other people.
But the problem is her prerogative. If she wants to go blonde, she can go
Her
blonde.
peroxide? Of course she can.
I mean, really, the problem is that once you're blonde, whether you go blonde or start blonde, you really are programmed to behave in a certain way, because the moment you're blonde, the moment you're blonde and
Right,
your car breaks down...
Claire Thorburn up the back, you're a successful model. What do you mean it's other people's perceptions? What do you mean by that?
I was a brunette model for a few years, and I found that when people spoke to me, they spoke to me in a very sort of different way. They thought I was a more studious person because I had brunette hair. And through my modelling career, I started to go lighter and lighter, and I found that people's reactions to me were very, very different as I became
well, we're looking at a
blonde.
picture of you as you were, and, you know, you look very attractive there, you look terrific there. Now, I don't understand why this mental attitude of you have to go blonde.
I get more work. It's purely on that basis.
But do you get more work because people think perhaps you're not quite as intelligent, or what?
That is somebody else's perception. If somebody approaches me, say in a bar or whatever, and they speak to me, they see the image of 5'10", long blonde hair, and they think, oh, you know, this is an approachable person, this is somebody that maybe, you know, I can put one up on.
But they're making a judgment on you because you're blonde hair. They're not seeing you for who you really are.
And then I speak to them, and then they think, hey, you know, this person has got a brain.
She's not to fall for that. She doesn't. She's not foolish. She's very intelligent, and she knows that's why. She's not going to have one put up on her because she has blonde hair.
Hang on, no, I just want to come back to... Hang on one second, I want to come back to Vicky. Why is it then you think men prefer blondes and women actually find it rather objectionable?
I don't think men do prefer blondes. I didn't say that. Do men prefer blondes?
Well, let me ask the audience. Do men prefer... You do. I can see you wave. You couldn't wait. You're salivating, for God's sake.
This lady here in the pink corset, she must know she looks like a cheap version of Pamela Anderson Lee. I mean, what can you get out of that?
A cheap version? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean by that.
You just look, collagen lip injections, your plastics, you've got it all.
How can you be a cheap version of Pamela Anderson?
Well, I mean, you're not in multi-million movies or on the catwalk, are you?
Yes, it did.
It's cost a lot of money. ready for this lady to turn
It
up.
costs a lot of money, but she's still dressed like a dog's dinner. I'm sorry, and you only get that with blondes dressed like dog dinners.
Right, you hear the attitude. Hang on, no. You hear the attitude from a couple of guys out front. Would you ever consider changing your style, changing your hair, dyeing your hair as
never.
Magenta Divide television presenter sat in the front row, jet black? Would you ever go for that look?
Never, never.
Why not?
Because I don't like it. I don't think it's very pretty.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Magenta.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Magenta, why have you?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Hang on, you
I'm
say.
not saying there's something wrong with it. I just don't think it's very pretty. I prefer being blonde and busty. I prefer being like this.
Would you like? Hang on a second. Would you like to be like Vicky?
Well, I could, I suppose, if I was prepared to spend that kind of money on plastic surgery. I do think, as far as I'm concerned, you know, in the 90s, women should be self-determining. They can do exactly what they want. If she wants to dye her hair blonde, if people want to have whatever, they can do whatever they like. You know, I think it's a shame that, you know, women are put in a position where they have to dye their hair blonde to get work.
All right, Magenta, hang on a second, let me put you on the spot. Is that your natural colour?
No, I'm actually naturally a blonde. I'm not a white blonde like Vicky, and I did dye my hair that kind of white blonde, and I have to say that, you know, whatever you're saying, oh, men don't prefer blondes, they do prefer blondes. When I went out with that kind of hair, I got hassled from the minute I walked into, you know, a club, a bar, along the street, and in the beginning, actually, I thought, oh, this is really great, you know, I've never had so many men after me.
All right.
Fabulous. But it's the kind of men that you get, and it's the way they think about you
had to change
that's
the way
so
you
annoying.
look. You had to dye your hair
No, I
black.
didn't have to. No, I didn't. No, I
because
dyed
you didn't
my
like the attention from men, so it's the problem with men and not women.
It's
the problem from men and not
Hang on a
women.
second, Anthony, please. What is it then, because we've been talking about long hair, what is it that men, and I've noticed a number of you nodding up here, why do they seem to prefer blondes?
Well, there's this idea that I think a lot of men have, which is that, you know, blonde women are cheap, they're easy. I'm not saying this is true. No, hang on, Vicky. I'm not saying this is true. I just looked through a load of jokes on the internet before I came here. Every single one of them is about, you know, blondes being stupid, blondes being easy, blondes only going out with men because they've got loads of money.
Right, hang on, stop there. No, hang on a second. No, we're out here. Wait a second. Darren, now, you're sat alongside your wife, Isabel, I believe. You're an ex-air stewardess, air hostess.
That's right, yeah.
What do you feel when you hear people sort of basically saying she's an airhead?
Well, what about blonde lawyers and solicitors and architects and people like that? You know, you just.
The type of job you do.
How can you call them people thick? You know, I mean, all you want to do, mate, is get in the horizontal position by the sounds of you.
No, I didn't.
You can't understand you at all.
Me.
Name one well-known TV personality that's blonde. There isn't one.
Anthea Turner. Right. All right, hang on a second. Right, hang on.
But the difference here is surely...
I can't hear you, please.
It's not just about hair, it's about presentation. You put these two ladies in front here. One from Brookside, she looks very presentable, very intelligent. The lady on the left looks completely dumb blonde, doesn't she? It's not just about the hair, it's about...
Very quickly.
The type of guy she's going to appeal to is the rich, middle-aged guy that forces, he's got his own business, drives a Porsche. Vicky.
Oh, black.
It's her that gives blondes a bad name.
All right, so you're saying that she sat there is giving the other four a bad name?
Yes. It's that look.
That look. All right, now hang on a minute. Cherry, you got tired with being treated as if you were stupid. You've stayed blonde, but you've changed your look quite dramatically.
Yeah. Working and campaigning as a feminist with the long, blonde, soft, whitish hair, I just wasn't taken seriously. And what's funny is now, with the locks in my hair, I can actually dress more womanly and still be taken more seriously because I don't have the Barbie doll hair.
So who's to blame for this perception that blondes are stupid?
Men. The onus keeps being put on the women. It is actually... No, men are educated to objectify blonde women. And it is actually the way children are brought up in this society, and it has a lot to do with how it's always okay to objectify blonde women in our society rather than dark-haired.
All right.
Trouble is, with most of these blondes here tonight, their legs have been apart so long they become pen pals.
Whoa. You know. I'll actually listen to a lot of this programme, but I found that quite objectionable, so we'll have less of that. Right, now, I would like to say, please, can we be quiet? Can you be quiet as well? Perfect blonde here. What do you want to say?
Well, I wonder if the young ladies realise what damage they're doing to their hair by keep bleaching it. because one day you're going to end up bald.
Well, hang on a second. We actually have a blonde hairdresser here. So tell me a little bit about the damage they're doing to the hair. Do you damage yours, by the way?
No, not at all. I use tint in my hair. Yes, I've got extensions, haven't we? But
right. Now
yeah,
she's
no.
saying she can see them all at the back.
What's she looking for? It's up to me what to do with my hair.
Right. So the reaction that people are giving down here, these guys at the front, is that just typical? Because, I mean, you're very striking in terms of the hair colour. I mean, and this is your sister on the far end as well.
We're blonde because we like being blonde. We feel better, more confident being blonde.
What colour were you before?
Oh, like a mousy, blondie colour. We're naturally quite blonde anyway.
Right.
We just like to enhance it a little bit more, which a lot of ladies do when they come into the salon.
Yeah? I mean, what sort of percentage is sort of coming in and changing their hair colours?
Well, not all of them, obviously, but quite a lot.
All right, lady... Right, hang on. Yes, Vic, go on quick, very quick. I want to go to the lady at the back.
We've had the stereotype for years, so why are these blondes still perpetuating it? I mean, they know all about the dim, blonde, bimbo image. It's been around for a long time, so why still do it?
Bimbos, quite obviously.
Well, you may not be.
We are
You
not
may not
dim,
be,
blonde, bimbo. Oh, don't be so silly.
You may not be, but
Please
that's what the
objectionable.
image
You're
is.
foolish. We are not dim, blonde bimbos. Like that gentleman said.
saying you
What
are.
about... You've just said it. You've used
that's
those
the
words.
image, so
we
why
are
do you
not.
perpetuate
Are
it?
people who turn their hair brunette bimbos. They're using the same process. I use the same process as Magenta does.
Right,
I just use it
lady right at the back. She's been out for about 10 minutes. Be quiet, Vic, please. Please.
Put it on her hair. First of all, I'd like to say fair play to Vicky, you know. That's the way she likes dressing, then fair play to her.
Thank you.
Also, you know, this is my best mate here. She's got blonde hair, you know, but it ain't just your hair colour when you go out. It's the way you dress, the way you present yourself. It's an attitude.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, Sally, let me throw it to you. Has there been anything you've heard from the people here and some of the members of the audience that makes you want to rush home and think, hey, Valentine's night, let's slap on the peroxide and change your image?
Actually,
No, you don't want to go dark. You're quite happy.
I'll tell you the one thing that occasionally made me want to go blonde. That was my tutor at Oxford, who was a brilliant woman. She's now Professor Marilyn Butler. She was blonde. She was blonde, and also Lady Antonia Pinter, marvellous novelist, historical novelist, etc. Both blondes, and there is a sort of stiletto amazement about their sort of sharpness because people just don't expect it. It absolutely knocks them flat, but it's so rare. That's why it is so unexpected and so shocking.
All right, on that note, I'll tell you about Vicky's book later on. Thank you all very much indeed. Let's stop there.